Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So this time we're covering, we're going to pick up from where we left off in a previous video. So one of the last videos out was the Dragon Trail Gardens MRC versus Next Gen race review, and that was race 1. So that was a 10 lap sprint race. 5 minutes after that we got underway with the 18 lap race. So on this one you start with 50% fuel, so if I just get rid of this, you'll see we're 50% fuel, so there's no way on earth you can no stop this. You have to pit. You also have to pit for tyres and change tyres as well. So if you start on mediums you have to go to another compound, if you start on softs you have to go to another compound, vice versa. So a bit about Dragon Trail then. Fictional circuit, obviously within Gran Turismo, based in inverted commas Croatia. Comprises of 14 turns, so 7 to the left, 7 to the right. And the previous round we were at was Lago Maggiore, which, as you may remember if you watched the stream, I won the first race and Big Lex won race 2. So the standings in the league, sort of as we are then. So obviously we've had, I think this is round 8 or round 9. So I had quite a few races already. I missed the first round. I've been in most of them since. I think I have missed one in between. So I'm not particularly doing well. I'm not fighting at the top. The top place is pretty much secured by Burnt Fry on 254 points, and 24 points adrift of him is Pay. And then on 215 points, so a little bit further back, is Diablo. So that's the top 3 guys at the minute. Deli B does have a 45 point sort of gap to third in 4th. Cutler in 5th on 162 points, and you got me in 6th on 151. So that's all. That's after this. That's after these races have concluded. So that doesn't give you much of an insight into what's going to happen at the end of this one. Guys that are involved in this, which is going to be the most of the guys that watch this video anyway, will sort of just be watching it out of curiosity to see what sort of airtime they get. So I'm hopefully going to try and give everyone a bit of coverage. I've given this a watch already, not gonna lie. I've spent a bit of time tonight after the Formula 1 just watching it. I had a look at a few incidents. I've got a list of 20 odd incidents and moves and stuff that I want to cover, so hopefully we'll get through all those. But before I do that, just discussing my race. So I'm starting, because I won the sprint race, I start here right at the back, so in 13th, unlucky for some. So my view currently is of all these cars in front of me. You'll notice that I'm starting on the soft tyre. For reasons I'll probably get into a bit later on, and you'll probably hear me talk about, that was the wrong call. As we go through the grid, you'll see people are predominantly taking the medium. Now the reason behind that is you get free tyre choice, so you can start on whatever tyre you damn well please. You don't have to start on the tyre that you finished the last race on or anything like that. You start on whichever one you want, as long as you change compounds, it doesn't matter. And the fuel you've got is probably enough fuel to get you, if you're a bit conservative, you can get 8 laps. If you're very conservative, you can get 9 or 10. My strategy going into the race was do a 8 lap stint on softs and a 10 lap stint on mediums. Previously I've had to tank the car in the pits, and we'll come on to what I do wrong a little bit later on, which effectively cost me, in my opinion, a podium place, because I had the pace around this circuit to go really high. So we'll get into it and we'll cover all that off as we go through. So we'll switch to cinematic cameras and we'll get underway at Dragon Trail Gardens for race 2 of this round of the MRC versus NGR. So obviously got Dragon Eagle 81 on pole, got Bud in 2nd, F13 in 3rd. So it's a reverse grid from last time out. You can see the names there on the left hand side. So about to go green. Everyone's revving up, getting ready to go. We'll flick through the pack as they get away and see how everyone gets on. Ready to go. Dragon Eagle, it's a bit of a poor start, flying through. We've got Bud in 1st, Dragon Eagle in 2nd, F13 in 3rd. Oh, all the way up now. We've had an incident a little bit further back by the looks of things, so what I'm going to do here is just, in fact I'm not going to pause it and go all the way back. We'll cover that off in just a second. So moving back through the grid just to see if there's any incidents further on. We're covering Ginge here in 6, he's keeping it nice and tidy through the hairpin, staying out of trouble. Burnfry just trying to fight his way back through. Nissan Elvis there in 8th. Me and Les Cunt at this point fighting it out for 9th position. I'm tucking back quite cleanly here. At this minute in time, Delhi, who had an incident off the start line for some reason, absolutely botched his start and ended up right at the back. He's now fighting his way back through the pack. So I followed Delhi for a little bit. So at the minute, Delhi's just trying to get past me. I'm slowed down by the cars in front of me. Obviously I can't go full pace, because if the cars are in front of me, I can't go it and they're taking on the racing line. I can't just fly it down the inside and spin them off. So at the minute I'm trying to pull a move on Scott, our friendly Australian. He gets a good line out of that corner, so I don't get it done at this point. So back over to the racing line and go. I want the slipstream of the cars in front. I see how many wide they're going in and sort of predicting accidents. Got to happen. Delhi sort of sends one up the inside but backs out of it. Keeps it on the racing line, but I've just got the power out of the corner to keep my position and not have to worry about it too much at this stage. So sticking the slipstream, flip back through the pack. We'll cover this actually because Dragon Eagle seems to. So Dragon Eagle's in 4th, turn 1, in the slipstream of Buddy, so it just turns out wide, and it just looks like he doesn't turn in, so he just seems to forget about the corner. One thing I want to point out though is his re-entry is clean as anything, so he's nice and slow, waits for everyone to get past him and then retakes the racing line. So nice clean racing, and thank you for doing that. So let's cover some action in the midfield now. So I've got Cutler and Burnfly fighting out at the hairpin. Cutler goes for the audacious move down the inside, doesn't quite pull it out, moves out of the way. Elvis now, Delhi going for another audacious move, seems to run Elvis a little bit wide, slows them both down. I then make a bit of an audacious move on the middle and get 2 spots in one, so thank you very much for that. I'll cover Buddy, who makes a lovely move here on F13, so takes the switch back, takes the narrow line, F13 moves it just a little bit wide. And as you can see, Buddy just sends one up the inside and takes the faster line through that corner. So Buddy now up into 2nd position in the Lamborghini, F13 in 3rd in the Merc, Burnfly with high hopes in this race in 4th, Cutler in 5th, fending off Ginge, who's really on a push in this race. So I'll follow these guys for a minute. It seems as though Ginge is going to try and make a move. Cutler goes defensive, sort of shuts the door, takes the racing line. Ginge is going to be eyeing up a move at the hairpin now. Looks like there's a bit of contact. Ginge just can't get out the fall. Backs off and lets Cutler retake that spot. So incidents like this, they're going to happen. You can't really do too much to help that. So now let's have a look what's going on through the pack. I doubt there's going to miss stuff, even though I've made a list. Ginge having a nice little battle now, so Ginge sort of loses it on that corner, allows me to take the wide line, which is quicker. I don't know whether I got a tap there. I think I did actually get a tap because Ginge slows down. This is one thing I viewed earlier, it actually sort of went off the throttle to let me keep the spot, which again, fantastic sportsmanship. So I'm in the spot here, he doesn't send one up the inside at this corner, sort of tucks in onto my slipstream down the main straight. Let's take our breath now. There's a bit of a gap in activity and just have a bit of a recap of the order. So at the minute we've got Big Bad Bud in 1st position. sort of led a nice little race from the start. Got Buddy, who's made some good moves in this race to get himself up in second position. Got Burnt Fry in third, who again has made some good moves in this race. Very risky taking that line, and almost loses it. Massive tank slapper coming out of that corner, but he's a control user, so he can control us a bit easier than those lads on wheel can. But either way, still manages to keep his position. Ghosted, so he's got an F13 literally inside of him at this point. So fourth is F13, fifth is Cutler, and then there's a 3-car battle for sixth place with me leading that to Mighty Ginge, who is himself defending against Pay. Pay, who does traditionally score quite well in this league, and is one of the guys at the top, as we talked about before. Then in ninth we've got Nissan Elvis. At the minute he's got Delhi breathing down his neck and flashes lights at him. Delhi's on a bit of a recovery drive today. Big Lescon in 11th, Dragon Eagle in 12th, and Diablo in 13th. So top them, Bud and Buddy having a bit of a battle. Does Buddy go to set it inside? Looks like he just cuts it off, and does Buddy lose it in this one yet? He's lost out a lot of time there. And now he's going to have Burnt Fry breathing down his neck. Burnt Fry again gets it all out of shape on that corner, and he's going to lose out now to F13. He's going to have the inside line. Looks like it's a tasty battle between me and Cutler. Looks like Cutler takes the inside line. Again, at this, I wasn't ahead of him at this point. I'm battling to get past him, but he defends well, does our Cutler. What I have to do at this point is just stay on the racing line. Don't lose too much time. I want to stay in his bumper, but I don't want to avoid the wash. Cutler does make a bit of a mistake here. Goes wide, and that allows me to take the normal line and go down his inside. So that's a place game for me. Cutler's getting a little bit more used to that Ferrari now. He's driving a lot better. Had a good weekend. Call it a weekend. It's just what I call it. And yeah, he's unfortunate to lose out to me on that one, but I was just able to keep the standard racing line. Back to me now. I'm chasing. I didn't give myself any air time in the last video, so I'm going to try and do it a little bit more in this one. So at the minute I'm chasing down F13. Because of a number of cars at the top, sort of 5-6 cars are within a couple of seconds still after 6 laps of racing. I've just put in my fastest lap of the race, a 1:31.4, and look at all these cars going into this hairpin. I do send one down the inside. I'm back out of it though. I let F13 take that corner, just being a bit ambitious. Looking at all these cars battling now up ahead, very close to one another. At this stage they're very clean, very respectful. F13 just goes a little bit wide, gets on the rough stuff, that compromises his speed going in. He does manage to get the corner though. All I do though, again, like I did on Cutler last lap, just tuck on the inside, and F13 just loses it on the corner exit. Chucks him down to 8th. Promotes me up into 4th. So at the minute then, just something to cover is Burnt Fry's managed to get himself up into the lead. He might temporarily lose it now, but he's managed to get past Big Bad Bud at the top. So it's Burnt Fry from Buddy, from Big Bad Bud, top 3 again. There's literally nothing in it between these guys. I'm sort of getting into the battle. Oh, these two have took each other off massively. Let's just have a bit of a recap of this incident. I forgot about this one. This was a big one. So what I'm going to do here is go on board with Buddy. I'm going to do a chase cam. So what you'll see, and if you watch the race 1 review video, you'll have noticed that I comment that there's a couple of ways to take this corner. A couple of people will brake sort of where this sign is on the right hand side. So that sign that you see there, a lot of people will brake there, slow the car down, take an early apex, drift out wide. I do it another way, where I brake at the next sign and take a late apex. And these guys in the Lambos obviously had different approaches, so just re-watch and you'll see what I mean. So you're going to watch Buddy, the guy that we're on with, tap burnt fire in the back, obviously gets himself out, gets out of shape. In fact, we'll go on board with Bud because you get an overview of both. What you'll then see is Bud just gets collected as a result of it. It's no one's fault, it's a racing incident. I don't think Buddy, I did find out what DD in his name stands for, and rather unamusingly it's his name, Darren. So thanks for clarifying that one, mate. We're just going to review this incident that you're involved in. I'm not proportioning any blame to anyone in this one. A genuine racing incident. I think he just gets on the inside of this corner, curb chucks him wide, collects Big Bad Bud as a result, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. So as you see, burnt fire takes a little bit of a loss, but he just gets himself all out of shape, collects Big Bad Bud on the way through. But then what you're going to see here is Buddy gets himself back on the track, but waits for him to go past. So again, obviously what you don't want to do at this point is chuck someone off the racetrack and then drive off into the distance, and that's good sportsmanship. That's what we want to see in our club. So we're coming up to the pit stop phase now. So if we look at a lot of drivers, we're all running sort of similar fuel. Ginge maybe a little bit less than everyone else. So this is where a lot of drivers will be pitting at the end of the next lap. So I'm going to start thinking about that now. So I'm into second place because of that little running out with Ginge, and I'm now battling for the lead. But I take that corner wrong, cost me some time, I'm back out of it. What my thought process is right here is I actually don't want to pass him. You'll notice I'm not really making any moves out. I'm not trying to put him off or anything. I want him to stay at the racing line. I don't want to cost either of us time. I want his slipstream, because whenever I'm in his slipstream you'll see I'm short shifting. What's that doing is saving me fuel. The more fuel I can save, the better. Obviously I'll make a mistake on that later on in the race, which cost me a lot of time, but in this instance it was what I wanted to do. So I'm not going for the move. Lifting off, coasting from corners. I do want to stay close to him because obviously I want to keep that slipstream, and I do want to go in the pits with him right at the same time as well. So a minute and our leader, just putting in personal best sectors, which is good. That's what I want. He's just keeping his speed up. Me in second, Mighty Ginge in third. Really good result for him so far. Butler in fourth, having a good race. Pay in fifth. Big Bad Bud in sixth. Obviously he's on that recovery because he had that incident at the start of the lap. Buddy in seventh. Big Les Cunt. I've missed out an incident involving Les that I'd written down and I'd reviewed, so what I'm going to do at the end of the race is go back and look at that. But I've not forgot about it because it was something I wanted to talk about. Nissan Elvis, we've not really seen too much of him so far this race, but he's running around pretty consistent lap times in ninth. Delhi chasing him down. So he had a shocking lap last time out, 154, so something had happened in there. F13 obviously had that off. Dragon Eagle in 12th had that incident near the start, and that's put him down at the back, so again I think he's just wanting to have a good one this time. Looks like he's pitted as well, looking at his fuel and tyres. And then Diablo's pitted as well. So right now then we've got the pit stops. So here's me. Look at my fuel. I'm going to ride up to the top. I noticed too late that I didn't need to fill up, because you usually have to in these races. You usually have to still fuel save in the second stint. This one you didn't. You could actually finish the race on about 60% of fuel. I went to 90% so I pretty much filled the tank up. It makes the car heavy, and I'm on the medium tyres. This car hates the medium, so I made 2 mistakes this race. Number 1, on tyre choice, should have done mediums first stint, got them out of the way. Number 2, overfueled massively in the pit stop. I'm going to talk about someone who's managed to do this quite well, which is Les Kun. So, really saved them tyres, really saved his fuel. I think he comes into the pits, well, he will come into the pits at the end of this lap with 1%. Let's have a look what else we've got going on. So, Scott, we're not too far away from it, so I'm going to cover it. He makes a really good move here. I think he's lap 9, I think I see it. So, 4 cars battling. Keeps his racing line, doesn't compromise his exit, just sweeps down the inside of all these cars. I think he gets a bit hairy on the exit, so he doesn't drive through Dragon Eagle, but obviously at this point they're all battling. I just thought it was a really tasty move. Went from like 12th to 10th in one corner. So I wanted to give that a little bit of coverage. Sorry, I will keep doing this because, like I said, I've not practiced this at all and I can't really edit it and go back. I'm just doing this in one shoot. So I'm going to miss things. So it looks like Scott gets himself a bit hairy. He's going to have to run here though on Dragon Eagle, so he's going to have a go on the inside. He's close enough to do it. Dragon Eagle gives him plenty of space. They do make a bit of contact, but I might just not have seen him. One thing I think is really important in GT Sport is the use of the radar. You'll notice if you watch my live streams, whenever I'm in a close battle with cars, I've got the radar on. It helps me with knowing where everyone is. You don't get that sort of luxury in real life, so some people don't use it out of realism. I genuinely don't see the issue. So, gonna review another thing that I picked up. So Delhi here just goes for a bit of a move on Cutler after the hairpin. Sorry, I think we see it. He backs out of the move at the hairpin. Realised he wasn't close enough. Cutler's obviously got the place at this minute in time, but Delhi's just on a massive charge. He wants to get towards the front of the pack. He knows he's got the pace, and he's gonna want that place. So Cutler gets a little bit out of shape, comes back on the track, and there goes Delhi up into 6th position. So just taking time to look at. Oh wait, here we go. They're having another little bit of a ding on these two. I might stay with these guys again, to be fair, because this is really close. So Cutler's in the slipstream. Delhi pulls out, he's got the pace. Delhi's took the inside line, but again, as we said before, a little bit of contact just sends Cutler wide, costs him a little bit of time. What we may sort of view from this, let's go from Delhi's perspective first. So he's got Cutler right next to him at this point. A little bit of contact. It's just as the line in the corner up, so you want a wide exit. You want a wide entry, sorry, not exit. Delhi's got to go defensive, so he's got to show that he wants that inside line. Then he can sort of drift back over into the braking zone, but Cutler's there. Could he have turned in earlier? Maybe. Did he have to? Not necessarily. One of those things, I think there was too much in that one. But again, worth covering. If Delhi's not got the radar on, did you know he was there? Who knows? Gonna have a quick look through the top 10 then, see what tyres everyone's on. So, Dragon Eagles made a move to softs. Diablo's on softs. Big Les Kun is on mediums. Cutler softs, Delhi softs, Buddy softs, me mediums, Pay softs, Ginge softs, Burntfly softs. So I'm the only one in the top 7 on the medium tyre, which costs you about a second a lap. It's an awful tyre, you get no grip on it, and it's like driving with a greased up wheel for a wheel. this point in the race, I am petrified of just hemorrhaging places, because I can see the deltas that I'm not gaining on pay. When after the first race, on pure pace, if you stuck us on the same tyres, same fuel load, pure pace around this circuit, I felt I had better pace, just because I'm comfortable with the circuit. It's a good circuit for me, I enjoy it. And I was losing out 2 times a lap quite easily. So obviously I made a mistake in my strategy, so call me Ferrari. The next incident we're going to review is lap 13, which is coming up. So I'm going to try not to skip ahead, because I know a lot of guys are on the coverage, so while we're just a lap away from that, I'll just have a bit of a flip through the game while talk about everyone. So Bert flying first, pulling a bit of a gap to Ginge. Again, that Lamborghini's all over the shop really, so he's doing quite a good job in keeping it on the straight and narrow. Ginge in the Mercedes, very planted car, but can be lively, can be prone to understeer if you don't get the setup right. Paying the Lexus car I've not really driven, but I've heard it's quite a good all-rounder. Me and the BMW, my thoughts on that heap of crap. Buddy in the Lamborghini that we've talked about. Deli in the Mercedes that we've talked about. Cutler in the Ferrari can be a good car if you set it up right. It's a lively beast otherwise. Lescon, the Audi. One of the fastest GT3 cars on the game, but also one of the most difficult to drive, because you practically have to drift that thing to get your speed out of it. So the fact he's as high up in the championship as he is with that car's testament to his driving ability. Diablo, another Lexus driver. Dragon Eagle, another Audi driver. 13, another Mercedes driver. You can tell what the dominant car in this is. This is the SLS though. SLS is a little bit less lively, a little bit less planted as well. Doesn't quite have the natural grip of the other car, but also doesn't suffer from the catastrophic oversteer out of corners and the torque that you get from the GTR. Nissan is the only person running, as he predicted, a Nissan. Can be a good car. I just hear horror stories about its tyre wear, so a car I've avoided for that fact. And then Big Bad Bud, another Mercedes GTR driver. So on lap 13 now. The next one I want to look at. Where the incident is that I need to talk about. Let's go back and just see if I've missed it. Yeah, here we go. So the incident I want to cover is regarding Buddy. So he comes into this corner here, just goes a little bit too wide and loses the car. One thing I wanted to cover though is at this stage he's got to consider he's re-entering a racetrack. So fifth pass, Deli's gone. Cutler will be showing on his deltas as maybe a second or two behind. Cutler is getting yellow flags, so he knows there's something up ahead. And if we just watch from his POV, he'll see the text above the name sort of floating about, and he'll know that the accident's there. So around he comes from his corner, gets yellows about now. But then what you'll see is Buddy just re-entered and he stays on the racing line. Now for me, he should have just got off the racing line. He wasn't up to speed at that point. It doesn't really cost either of them a massive amount of time. I just wanted to use it as an example of the benefits of using the radar and just generally staying off the racing line if you can avoid it. Sometimes it's not avoidable, sometimes the racing line is where you need to enter the track. But anyone who's watched the Canadian Formula 1 today will know that Vettel got a 5-second bloody penalty for that, which by the way I don't think it agree with at all. I don't think it's worth it. So Bertfry and Gin still quite close at the top. Bertfry again getting all out of shape coming out of coming out of turn 4, I think it is, but managing to put in personal best all the same. Gin's just putting in a nice consistent performance since his pit stop. Obviously now the battling's all out the way, sticking in solid lap times. Pate doing a very similar thing, absolutely rock solid lap times all the way through, and I didn't really see him put a foot wrong all race. Really good race for this guy. Me, cocked up strategy. Who knows if I'd have actually finished higher if I hadn't, but you'll sort of see towards the end. You'll see towards the end that once these mediums start to wear, there's nothing there. It is awful. Delhi's chasing me down at this point. He sniffs blood. Buddy has had a couple of incidents this race. And if you're watching, mate, I'm not proportionate. I'm not like trying to cast shade on you or anything by highlighting you out of the previous one. It was just a really good example to use, just a general racecraft, I think. Cut there. In 7th, I think had the potential to do a little bit better in this one, but got caught up in one too many things that he shouldn't. Was unfortunate to get caught up in. Big Les Kun involved in another incident that we're going to talk about later on at the end of the race. Diablo, g'day mate. Dragon Eagle hasn't really recovered from the incident near the start of the race, but he's again racing quite consistently. Now he's got some clean air to race in, he's managing to do okay. F13, Nissan Elvis and Bud. So what we're going to do, we're going to pause it at this point and we're going to cover something else. So Jordan, you know what's coming. So coming up to the first chicane, Bertfried does the same thing that he's been doing for lap after lap. Cuts this corner here, but then just hits the sausage on this one, and boom. That Lamborghini then just turns into a spinning donut of pirouetteness, and he's lost his lead. For me, at that point, I just want to make an example of something. Look at how far back Ginge is. You've got 3 laps of the race to go. Do you really need to be pushing that hard at this stage of the race on worn tyres? Probably not. I think what his mistake is here, if we just go back to it. You asked me to cover this, Jordan, so I'm covering it. So takes this corner nicely, normal as you would, just cuts the apex, drifts out wide. Analysing the mistake then, I think part 1 starts here. So what you'll notice, he's not putting enough steering angle in for me, and he's about to miss his point on this corner. So that's going to upset the car going into the next part of the chicane. He's going to try desperately to recover and run his car through the middle of the corner, and it's going to upset it. So let's upset the car a little bit. Round he goes, hits the sausage. Could have been rescued for me by when the car's upset, in just a second, just run the next corner a little bit wide. So here, yeah, car's upset, and then just don't go near that sausage curb, because that's just going to throw you wide. Loses him a guaranteed win for me. But one thing Ginge does really well is throughout the race pretty much has kept himself out of trouble, has lapped consistently, has put in a good solid performance in terms of like his racecraft, and deserved win, to be fair, because he wasn't going around smashing sausage curbs this smithereens. So that's that. Anyway, so the next thing to cover is Delhi versus me. So at this point, I know he's chasing me down. I've seen the deltas coming down. I know he's quicker at this point. Look at the difference in fuel. I've got quarter a tank more fuel than he has, so I've got 25 kilos of fuel that I don't need to be carrying. I'm also on shitty worn medium tyres, so I've got no grip. As you can see, I'm barely putting the throttle in. And Delhi's a Ricciardo of our league. If he senses an overtaking opportunity, he'll just send it. So he backs out of that one. I think what he's sort of thinking here is he can probably get some slipstream down the straight and get me further on, which he's about to do. So he's firmly in my slipstream now, he's going to start gaining. I pull over to be defensive. What I then do is think he's going to send it anyway. I might as well not compromise my line. let him go. And then try and tuck into his slipstream to save any incident. So I'll just take it nice and steady through here. I don't want any of these curbs, just get nice and clean out of it. But with the soft tyres, he's just able to get the traction out of the corner, he just starts pulling away. So that's pretty much it for that battle. There's not much I can really do to get back at him. It's a bit unfortunate because, like I said, I mean, I did start from the back of the grid, so I've gone up like 8 places or whatever, so I've got to be happy with that. But at the same point, without that cock up, I could have got a much better result. Jins then pulled a gap to Ben Fry already, so he's comfortably in the lead. Got Pay, who's now being chased down by Delhi. Delhi has given me some lovely slipstream to help me defend from Buddy. Buddy hasn't got the advantage of any slipstream, so he's now defending to Cutler. Les Gunn sort of race on his own at the minute. Diablo and Dragon Eagle have been relatively close for the last couple of laps, but neither of them have been in position to really fight. F13 and Elvis again, been relatively close, but not really seen these guys fight too much. And then at the bottom is Big Bad Buddy. He's had a bit of a race to forget, and he'll be glad when this one's over. I don't think he's enjoyed his day at all today, which is a shame because he started quite high up in the grid. But these races do happen. I've been involved in a few of them already. Might just regroup and come back next time, and I'm sure you'll forget all about this one soon. So this is our race so far. Let's give everyone a bit of airtime, see how everyone's doing. Let's have a look at the liveries. I do quite like that yellow, it's subtle. My favourite is Delhi, it's like a flip paint. It's a lovely livery on that car. Mine just leaves a lot to be desired, I'm afraid. I might redo it for next week. I might do it if Buddy repping MRC in a big way. Got a really nice yellow livery on that Ferrari. Not NGR, it is, isn't it? But it's got the NGR logo on that. Les Gunn looks like an 8-year-old drew it, but yeah, it's like that little. I don't know if you watch this, mate. Can you tell me who that's meant to be outside of your car? It looks like bloody Frank from what's it called now? I'll remember it and I'll put it in the comments. Can't remember what it's called. It's an old TV show. Diablo, there's an Aussie flag on the top. F13, snap-on Mercedes. Dragon Eagle, nice basic livery, but repping David Appleby Engineering, who of course sponsor this event. And again, the link to their website is going to be in the description of the video. This and Elvis, I've commented before that I do like that livery on that. It's really clean, tidy, sort of JDM looking livery. Big Bad, but green's a common colour for these Mercs, it does suit it really well. So Jin's now on the final lap, looks like he's going to bring this one home. Had a really comfortable race, consistent. If you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps, all 131s. And the only reason the others weren't is because they were faster. Before that was because they had tyre wear. So again, solid race from Jin, who comes over the line to win race 2 of this round of the MRC versus NGR. Birdfly brings home 2nd. Pay just fends off Delhi for 3rd. I bring home 5th. In 6th is Cutler. Solid result to be fair. Buddy brings home 7th. Les Gunn brings home 8th. Diablo crosses the line for 9th. F13 gets a little bit out of shape there. Will he lose out he just loses that to Dragon Eagle just on the run to life. I'm going to rewatch that actually. So we'll watch from Dragon Eagle's perspective. So really clean entry. He had to defend a little bit to Elvis, but soon didn't have to worry about him. Just got a really good exit out of this corner. And just squeezes into the top 10 with less than 2 or 3 seconds left to go. So fantastic result there, mate. Well done. And Bud, who's well and truly had enough, is just doing some donuts on that. So the incident I wanted to review was, let's have a quick look at where this is. It's on my phone because I messaged it to someone. Just give me 1 second. Right, it's near the start. Near the start. So let's go back to the start. So we're going to jump on board with Lescon. And we're going to start the race. I'm going to skip forward to lap 3. So ignore me while I do this bit. So we're at lap 3. So essentially what I'm going to cover now is an incident at the S's, which is a bit after the hairpin, so we can play forward to that. And I've just been asked for my opinion on this, so a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not a steward, don't work for the FIA. Apart from a lot of karting experience, I've no actual racing qualification, so my opinion on anything is probably not that valid. So Lescon has to get out of the throttle there because Dragon Eagle's sort of taking up the racing line and got a bit of a slow exit. That's fine, that happened. Stays out the throttle to give him the space, doesn't want to make a dive bomb up, but looks like Delhi did that for him, so probably better from Delhi's perspective. So what he's seeing at this minute in time is these two. Is Dragon Eagle's going slowly. Delhi knows he's got pace. He sees that Lescon's sort of giving him a bit of an easy time right now, and in fairness, after the start he had, because we don't cover it, but Delhi basically has a shit start and goes right to the back. Probably a little bit of frustration boiling in as well, and just wants to get on with his race. So the two drivers up ahead, giving each other space and room. Part one, a mistake comes here. So to take this next corner, you can take it quite quickly providing you get a wide entry. So Lescon's probably realised that and is swinging out currently to the right hand side to do so. In doing so, inadvertently or not, looks to open the door for Delhi, who's already on that side and can cut in. So what I mean by that is Lescon can't cut straight back in because that'll upset the balance of the car. Delhi can, because his car's already at this point, his car's perfectly balanced. There's no stress on the car whatsoever. There's no steer, barely any steering input in. Whereas if we look at Les, he's having to steer more to get his car back over there. So Delhi's in the more balanced machine right now. You're going to see him dive up the left hand side. He does make contact, and the debate is whether that contact is avoidable. So let's have a quick look. To be honest, it is. Like, could Del have took a little bit more curb and avoided it? Maybe. Let's have a look. The risk in him doing that, I guess, is does Delhi want to take curb knowing it's probably going to chuck him out wide? So he probably makes a turn in too late. I don't think there's anything malicious in that contact. I don't think Del rammed him off the track or tried to actively do that. I think he was just a bit too enthusiastic in the move. Les did open the door. Probably wasn't aware too much of Del being there. So we'll look again. So you'll see what I mean. So let's go on board with Les actually. So you'll see he's got to swing right in just a second. He's got to, because otherwise he's not going to make the corner. So he's got to swing right now. And then he's got to swing left straight away. And in doing so it opens the door. So it's one hand that neither driver could really avoid the action they took unless Del stamped on the brakes. He could have avoided it in an ideal world, and with hindsight he probably would have stuck out of it. But that obviously chucked Big Lescon off the track, and it's costing me position. So that's the race then. So that's my review of race number 2. Let's take a sip of water before we round this one out. Thank you. So obviously, big congratulations to the mighty Ginge. I think well done for you on that one. Kept a nice, clean, consistent race. Didn't really get involved in any incidents. Even this next bit where we're having a little bit of a battle, which I can play it now just for something to play along in the background. In fact, let me just turn that down. So yeah, nice, clean race from everyone, I think. So there were some incidents to talk about. Speaking to a couple of people about that, because I want to obviously make these race reviews as comprehensive as possible. One sort of worry that I've got is I don't want to sit here, as I'm involved in it, I don't want to sit here sort of slagging all drivers off, so I won't do that. I won't put myself in that position. I'll give my opinion, what I think did happen, like I have done with certain things, but that doesn't mean I'm casting aspirations at one driver for being dirty, someone for leading on or anything like that. My opinion is my opinion, doesn't mean anything. I want to do it, I have no involvement in this. I'll leave that up to the guys that organise the leagues and do all that sort of shit. I have to make those decisions. Not my place to do that, so I won't get involved in it. As for me, could have done a lot better. Goes without saying, I could have done a lot better. So I should have started on the medium tyre. My pit timing was absolutely fine, but I put too much fuel in when I was in the pits, and that led me to then being slow as shit going through the rest of the lap. So obviously I could have avoided that. Next week for round number 9, we're BB in field A, so we're going to have a 12 lap sprint and then a 20 lap sprint. That'll be on Wednesday. Don't know if I'll live stream it or not, I'm not sure yet. I didn't quite enjoy not live streaming this one. I was able to sort of focus and concentrate on it, so we'll see. If I don't live stream it, you'll get this sort of content. So I'll tell you what, let me know, comments below, what you prefer. Do you prefer me live streaming it? And then you being able to rewatch the entire thing from start to finish with me swearing in the background? Or do you prefer me doing this sort of video? Give me a shout, let me know. And then I'll obviously convey it whatever way I think is more appropriate at the time. Tomorrow night we're helping out our friends at NGR again. We're going to commentate on another one of their races. The organiser hasn't sent me the info yet, so I don't know too much about it. I just know it's going to start around 8:30, so if you're interested in seeing some live commentary, some good clean close racing, keep an eye on the channel around that time and you'll see a live stream pop up. And yeah, that's it. So that's all I really need to commentate on this one. So I'm going to bugger off and sort of thumbnail out. Massive shout out to, he's not in this race, but NGR Darksmoka for sorting me out some YouTube channel art. So if you click on the channel you'll see it's all nice and stylish now. That is of course not my doing. It's much more talent than I've got. And there's also sort of a decal for the livery as well, so I'll see the behind the wheel next time it's going on. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's been a little bit of a long one. That's going to be about it from me. Thank you very much guys. I'll see you in the next one.